Hey everyone, this is Johnny Crass. We're going to do another Rambling Rants video. So strap yourselves in, and here we go. Remember, buckle up, right? So what I'm going to talk about is it's gonna be a little weird video, just because I'm gonna talk about why I chose the lore I did on my Empire Wizard for my saws list. Because the normal Empire lores you see are really shadow and light. Those are like the two kind of popular ones for Empire. Now, I chose metal. I love lore of metal. I think it's a very strong and underrated lore that is starting to get the attention it deserves with the dawn of monstrous cavalry. Before, you barely ever saw a metal wizard because, really, there weren't a lot of things that needed that level of armor piercing. But now there are things like Skull Crushers, Mournfang, Necropolis Knights, and Black Knight Stars. All these things that rely on a good armor save and high toughness to get them through the combat phase and the shooting phase and all that. So that's where I really think Lore of Metal comes into its own, is the fact that it is such a strong anti-armor lore, and in addition, it is such a strong, it has some really good buffs in it. People don't think it does. That wasn't proper grammar at all. Sorry about that. People don't think so because you look at things like Glittering Robes, or is it Glittering Robes? Yeah, it's Glittering Robes. Which is 5-up Scaly Skin. But when you combine it with like a Chaos Warrior, even an Empire State Troop, it puts them up to at least a 4-up armor with just light armor. And that's fantastic. That is just a really good spell that complements Empire nicely. A great sword, it puts a great sword up to a 2-up armor save, and that's on foot. That's really good for just infantry. 2-up, that's why you have characters rocking. So I really like Metal's buffs. Enchanted Blades, +1 to hit is insanely good with the rise of Nurgle. And you can't knock magical attacks. I mean, magical attacks are great. You're fighting a Kadai Destroyer, you no longer have to reroll to wound. You're fighting Ethereal, you can actually hurt it. So magical attacks are just fantastic. As for its damage, also Plague of Rust is a great little spell because people will let it through, but once they let about 2 or 3 through, they actually start to feel it. On to the damage. Ganea's Golden Hounds, I'm actually really starting to like, because they can either take a lookout, sir, or just take it on the character. And when they're taking a lookout, sir, it just does d6 hits to the unit, so it's another Searing Doom. So it's pretty much just double stacking Searing Doom, because most people will try to protect their characters. If they have a lookout, sir, I find most people just try to take a lookout, sir. So that is a really good spell in my book, at least. Yeah, it's great at protecting, or not protecting, dealing damage to a unit when they want to protect a character. Of course, Searing Doom is just fantastic. I run a level 1 Metal Wizard in my Chaos Dwarves now, and just going for the boosted version, 6 dice boosted version, on like a Mournfang unit, you'll tear apart, a good chunk of Mournfang. That guy was an asshole. So it's just things like that. Let's see. Of course, Transmutation of Lead is okay. I mean, -1 weapon skill and -1 armor save is just kind of okay. It's nice with Mark of Nurgle. But really, it's not fantastic. There's definitely better spells in the lore, and it's normally the one I sub out. It's okay. I would, if you could bubble it, I would love it. I would just love that spell to death. But you can't bubble it. And finally, Final Transmutation. Final Transmutation is one of my favorite spells in Warhammer. Just because it's reliable. You always know what kind of results to expect from it. Like Dwellers is very up in the air depending on what you're casting it. You could be casting it on, like, I don't know. The best example I used to have was Bloodletters, but Bloodletters aren't strength 5 anymore. But Dwellers is very matchup dependent. Final Trans is not. Final Trans is just on a 5+, the model is dead, and if they have multiple wounds, it's on a 6+. I've used this to kill a number of very threatening things to my list, where I'll just, like, low dice the basic version and just hope I roll the 6. Like, really just hope I roll the 6, and if I roll the 6, take it off. Like, doesn't matter how many wounds it has, doesn't matter its save, roll the 6, take it off. And people will often let it through because they're like, oh, 1 in 6 chance, that's not so bad. But I can be casting that spell from turn 1 with 36 inch range. So, if you think about it, 6 turns of magic, it's a low casting value, it's only from a level 4, I need a 14 on dice, so that's 4 dice, statistically. And it's a low casting value with great effect, and I can cast it, and it's direct damage, not a magic missile, so I can cast it out of close combat. I have no problems with this spell. It does everything I need it to do, and then a little bit more. If I need to bust up a big Death Star unit, I'll throw this at them. Sure, why not? I'll kill a couple. If a Kadai Destroyer's coming at me, I'll toss this spell at him. I might roll the 6 and just pick him up off the table. And it's just things like that. Things where if luck is going your way, you can take it off the table in like a second with Final Transmutation. So, it's just a great spell. It's an underrated spell. And its Stupidity Bubble is really nice. I have had its Stupidity Bubble win me games before, and I've lost games because of the Stupidity Bubble. So, that's how I feel about that, really. I think it's definitely, for all you players doubting Lore and Metal, it's definitely worth a second look. It's in my top lores for a reason. Now, I would take Lore of Death, but in an Empire list, having a wizard who's only leadership 8 is a bit of a problem in my mind. I like leadership 10 Spirit Leech. I use it. I'm starting to use it extensively with my Chaos Dwarves. I think it's really strong. But a Leadership 8 Spirit Leech just doesn't cut it. He just kind of bounces off a lot of things. It's normally dice to dice instead of dice to dice plus 2. So I'm just not impressed with Spirit Leech from Empire. Reason I'm not taking Shadow and Light. Light doesn't help my list at all. It's just combat buffs, and I like the Warrior Priest combat buffs better. And Shadow, I love Lore of Shadow, but I like Lore of Shadow for armies that can put out a lot of low strength, high number of low strength attacks. That's why I like Shadow. And Empire doesn't have that. There's not models with multiple attacks. They're not good enough to hoard. So Mind Razor and Withering are wasted on them. They don't have units that have really high toughness, like toughness 5, toughness 6. So Enfeebling Foe is wasted on them. And Pit of Shades is okay. I like Purple Sun better. And Miasma, it's alright, but it's not good enough to carry a lore on a level 4. So that's why I've chosen Metal. Hope you like this video. It's kind of been a weird one. And yeah, I'll talk to you all later.